How to care for a hookbill bird. Hook-billed birds are the ones in the parrot family, from petite parakeets to massive macaws. Here's some stuff you should know if there's going to be a hookbill in the house. You will need a hook-billed bird in search of a great owner, a bird cage, bird bowls or dishes, bird toys, a variety of bird perches, at least one bird swing, and a spray bottle for water. Optional, a play gym for the top of your bird's cage. Step 1. Before bringing your bird home, do your hookbill homework. What are you looking for in a bird? Consult bird books and magazines at your library, bookstore, and pet store. Look online for hookbill websites too. Although hookbills are generally considered talking birds, not all hookbill species can talk. Step 2. Different breeds have different needs. Research them carefully. You may be in for more than you expected. Some of the larger hookbills, such as parrots and macaws, can live for decades. Be prepared to write Polly into your will if necessary. Step 3. Make sure your hookbill's cage is the biggest you can afford. For some parrots, a walk-in cage is best. Walk-in for human owners, that is. Most hookbills should spend part of every day outside their cages, with clipped wings, of course. A play gym on top of the cage makes a great playground for your bird buddy. Step 4. Different hookbills need different cage accessories. A swing will be fun for a parakeet. A rope perch will make a nice change for a parrot. A pet store or website can direct you to perches and toys for your particular bird. Step 5. Feed your bird the correct diet. Again, after doing your homework. Some hookbills, like lories, need fruit. Cockatiels eat a lot of seeds but also need fresh veggies. And parrots can be offered small amounts of almost any healthy people foods. Steer clear of junk food for any bird. Bird treats are mostly empty calories, and just because a hookbill can eat people food doesn't mean it should. Step 6. Your feathered friend will need fresh water daily, both for drinking and bathing. Rinse and refill food and water bowls every day, and mist her with lukewarm water from a plant mister. Make sure your bird mister has never held anything but water. Step 7. Give your hookbill the vitamin mineral supplement that's best for her. Most hookbills prefer having supplements added to their food, not their water. Step 8. Change the lining of your hookbill's cage every day if possible, and give the whole cage a thorough cleaning once a week. Better cage hygiene equals better health for your bird. Step 9. Hookbills thrive on company. Spend as much time with your bird as you can. Take her out of the cage and handle her as much as possible, but at least once a day. Talk to her a lot even if she says nothing back. Step 10. With these basics under your belt, your home will be a hookbill haven. Your bird will be lucky to have you, and vice versa. Did you know? Alex, a famous African gray parrot, could hold real conversations, label colors, and count up to 6 objects.
How to feed a baby bird. Baby birds sometimes fall from their nests and sometimes are knocked out by storms or other natural causes. If you find a baby bird, here's how to feed it. You will need a container, a heating pad, dog kibble, hot sugar water, a bowl, a spoon, hard-boiled eggs, baby cereal, toothpicks, canned cat or dog food, lean raw beef, and fruit. Step 1. Place the baby bird in a container on top of a heating pad to keep it warm. Handle the bird only when necessary. Step 2. Prepare the food by soaking dog kibble in hot sugar water for 1 hour. Step 3. Remove the kibble from the water and mix it with baby cereal and a hard-boiled egg. Feed the baby bird with this mixture for the first couple of days. Step 4. Make a pea-sized ball with the food mixture and place it in the baby's mouth using a toothpick. Never force food or water into the bird's mouth. Step 5. Feed the bird every 15 minutes over the first couple of days. When it's stronger, feed it every 30 to 60 minutes. Step 6. Feed the baby bird room temperature canned dog food, lean raw beef, and fruit after the first couple of days. Step 7. Wean it away from hand feeding once it starts moving around. Did you know? In 2007, an ostrich egg set a record for the largest egg from a living bird at 5 pounds 9 ounces.
How to hand train a bird. You may not be able to get your parakeet to balance a ball on his beak, but every hook-billed species, from parakeets to cockatoos, can be trained to step onto your finger when you tell him to. You will need a hook-billed species in need of basic training, a bird cage, a short perch or stick to hold, a hand, and a good supply of patience. Optional, a T-stand if your bird is large. Step 1. Don't try to take your bird out of his cage unless his wings have been clipped. Step 2. To get your bird not to flip out when you put your hand into his cage, several times a day insert your hand into the cage and wave it slowly in the bird's direction. Repeat this daily until the bird gets used to it. Try holding a bird treat when you put your hand into the cage. Once you can get your bird to eat from your hand, you're well on your way to establishing hand trust. Step 3. For the next 2 weeks, insert your hand into the cage several times a day, but this time, hold a perch or stick in your hand. Your goal, getting the bird to step onto the perch. Step 4. When the bird gets used to the perch in your hand, start getting him to step onto it. Hold it at a right angle to the bird's body and gently nudge him in the chest. This will trigger his step-up reflex. Always say, up, up, or step up when you nudge the bird with the perch. Give him lots of praise when he steps onto it. He's making progress. Step 5. When the bird is comfortable standing on a handheld perch, you can start training him to stand on your hand alone. During each training session, move your hand farther down the perch and closer to the bird. Step 6. After a few days, your bird should assume that a perch comes with a hand attached. So now it's time to up the ante once again. What's next? That's right, your hand without the perch. Step 7. Moving slowly and smoothly and repeating the up, up command, nudge the bird in the chest until he has no choice but to step onto your pointer finger to steady himself. Step 8. Repeat this procedure until the bird has no problem stepping onto your finger and perching there. Step 9. Now you and your feathered friend can begin working outside the cage. With the bird perched on your finger, slowly and smoothly bring him out through the cage door. If you have a large bird, a T-stand will be a helpful training tool when working outside the cage. Practice putting the bird onto the T-stand and taking him off again. Step 10. Practice the up, up command diligently until the bird knows that he should always step onto your finger perch when you say so. If the bird gets startled and flutters off your hand, calmly follow him to where he lands and nudge him, saying, up, up. Usually, he'll step right back onto your finger. Step 11. Encourage your friends and relatives to work with your bird as much as possible. The tamer a bird becomes, the happier his relationship with his human flock will be. Did you know birds in the parrot family have 2 toes facing forward and 2 facing backward to help them hold on to things while they're climbing?
How to choose the best location for your bird's cage. Your bird needs more than just a great cage. Like any family member, she needs a place to hang out with the family as well as a little privacy. After all, she's part of the flock. You will need a bird cage, a table or stand if the cage doesn't have legs, and a choice of locations for the cage. Optional, a lamp with a full spectrum bulb, and a timer for the lamp. Step 1. First and foremost, your bird needs company. The cage should be placed where you and your family or friends are likely to hang out most of the time: the family room, the living room, or near the kitchen. Birds are tremendously vulnerable to fumes. An overheated nonstick surface, a nonstick pan, a toaster oven, even an iron or ironing board can kill a bird. So never put a bird cage directly in the kitchen or near where you'll be ironing. Step 2. Although the cage should be in a well-trafficked part of the home, it shouldn't be anywhere that's extremely busy. For example, keep the cage out of a front hall where people rush in and out and the door keeps slamming. Some birds get freaked out if their cage is placed under a noisy kid's bedroom or under a room where music is often played loudly. Step 3. Your feathered friend's cage should be exposed to plenty of natural light. However, most bird experts agree that it's stressful for a bird to have her cage directly in front of a window. If the cage can't be set up near a source of good natural light, set up a timed full-spectrum lamp near the cage. The timer should be set to keep the light on for 12 to 14 hours a day. Step 4. Ideally, the back of the cage should be against a wall. Your bird will feel more secure and less exposed that way. Step 5. And speaking of security, a bird cage should not sit directly on the floor. Birds need to feel they can see what's going on in a room. Unless the cage has legs, set it on a cage stand or a table. Step 6. Keep the cage away from the blast of a heating vent or an air conditioner. Birds can handle the occasional draft, but not a constant hot or cold breeze in their faces. Step 7. If your bird's a nibbler, keep the cage away from shelves where the bird can reach through the bars and grab your stuff. You want her playing with her own toys, not your antique linens or the phone cord. Step 8. Found a home for your bird's home? Great. Now you and she can settle down to get acquainted. If she's a talker, she may be asking you what's for dinner before long. Did you know many birds love having a snuggly, such as a soft cotton ring or a little fleece blanket to cuddle up with?
How to clip a bird's nails. There's no getting around it. Clipping your bird's nails can be nerve-wracking for both you and your feathered friend, but it's got to be done. You will need a bird whose nails could use a clipping, bird nail clippers, styptic powder, and paper towels. Optional, a helper, work gloves for your helper, and a towel. Step 1. Don't rely on sandpaper purchase to keep your bird's nails in shape. They don't work, and they may hurt your bird's feet. Step 2. Ask an avian vet, bird breeder, or pet store employee what will work best for your bird. For tiny finches, regular nail clippers can be used. For large parrots, you may need an electric nail grinder. No kidding. Step 3. Make sure all doors and windows in the room are closed. Step 4. Gently remove your bird from her cage. If your bird isn't hand tame, wait until late at night when she's sleeping. Step 5. If your bird is large, have a helper, wearing work gloves. Hold her while you check her feet. If she's small, hold her with one hand while you check her nails with the other. If you have a large parrot with a strong beak, your helper should use a towel to cover the bird's head, gently of course. Step 6. Hold the bird's foot up to the light. If she has pale nails, you can easily avoid nicking the vein inside the nail. Step 7. If your bird has dark nails, clip off only about 1/16 of an inch. Step 8. No matter how long the bird's nails are, snip off only the short point at the end of each nail. Step 9. Work as quickly as you can. Pedicures are stressful for birds, so speak calmly and soothingly to your bird as you clip. Step 10. Don't freak if you take off a little too much and the bird's nail starts to bleed. This happens. Just wipe the nail gently with a paper towel and dip it into styptic powder. The bleeding should stop quickly. Watch your bird carefully once she's back in the cage. If the bleeding persists, call an avian vet. Step 11. When you're done, return your bird to her cage and heave a sigh of relief. You two will get used to pedicures. Besides, you've just helped to protect her from hurting herself and you without the stress of a vet visit. Did you know? A hawk's talons are curved so it can grab prey, while a hen's claws are flat and stumpy so she can walk around easily.